Good evening, friends. Today I'm going to start from the um, book of Exodus, chapter 24, and first verse. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. You are to worship at a distance, but Moses alone is to approach the Lord. The others must not come near, and the people may not come up with him." Friends, this is the time when Israelites has came by the foot of Mount Sinai after coming out of the bondage in Egypt. But this verse sounds little strange. And if you read the previous chapters, the people are standing at the bottom of the mountain, and then Moses, Joshua, Nadab, Abihu, Aaron, and 70 elders went little higher on the mountain. And from that point onwards, only Joshua and Moses goes up. And then at the mountaintop, Moses alone goes there. This sounds little strange. Is God is unfair or a biased God? We see in our daily life, in our social life, that our boss or our manager favors one employee over other. Teachers favors one student over another. Even in a big family, parents favors one kid over other. But we are human, we can understand. What about God? How he can be unfair or biased to this way? Well, if you want to understand, we have to look at the different group in this passage. First is the people. If you read previous chapters, God says that bring out the people to meet me. And Moses brought out the people to meet God. But when they saw the fire and thunder, they were afraid. And they says that, Moses, we'll stay here. You go and talk with God, and you come and tell us. But we are okay here. It's not God, it's people decided we wanted to stay a little away. What about the elders? Well, if you let me start from the beginning, Exodus 3:16. Go and assemble the elders of Israel and say to them, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, appeared to me and said, I have watched over you and have seen what has been done to you in Egypt. This is the first time Moses goes to Egypt back to deliver the people. And God says that assemble the elders. Exodus 3:18. The elders of Israel will listen to you. Then you and the elders go to the king of Egypt. Exodus 4:29. Moses and Aaron brought together all the elders of the Israelites. Exodus 12:21. Then Moses summons all the elders of Israel. Exodus 17:5. The Lord answered Moses, go out in front of the people, take with you some of the elders of Israel. Exodus 17:6. I will stand there before you by the rock of Horeb. Strike the rock, and water will come out for the people to drink. So Moses did this in the sight of the elders of Israel. From the beginning till they come to Mount Sinai, every occasion the elders are with Moses. But when people grumble against God, against Moses, these elders never said that, people, what you are doing? They never said that why you are behaving like this. These elders has seen the miracles of God, the love of God, the power of God. But they never said anything to the people of Israel when they were grumbling. As a matter of fact, when Aaron was making a golden calf, these elders never intervened and said that, Aaron, what you are doing? They have experienced God. but I don't think they were loving back to God in the same way God was loving people. What about Joshua? Exodus chapter 33 and 11, it says that, but Joshua was remaining in the tent near the presence of God all the time. He was not leaving the tent. If you read Exodus 19 and 3, this is what you are to say to the descendants of Jacob and what you are to tell the people of Israel. Actually, people word is used is a ben in Hebrew. That means children of Israel. So God says that this is what you have to tell the house of Jacob and the children of Israel. Now you know that Jacob and Israel is the same person. Then why God mentioned two separate group of people? Because Jacob's meaning of Jacob is deceiver. And God says that now you will not be called. When God promised him, he said, you will not be a Jacob. I will call you Israel, a chosen generation. So God knew that in a congregation, in the camp, there are people whose hearts are towards God, and there are people whose heart are not totally committed to God, and they are grumbling and murmuring. God was providing his love, his care, his opportunities to everyone. When Moses brought the water out, God did not say that, hey, don't give through the water who are murmuring against me. The manna was coming out from heaven. It was given to everybody. God was providing light as a pillar of fire in the night. And then God did not withhold his light from the people who were murmuring and quarreling against God. God was loving and providing opportunity to everyone equally. Then why there is a division on the mountain? As I said, the people said that, Moses, we don't want you to come on the mountain. They decided they choose to stay back. The elders went up a little higher because they have seen God, but they never took a stand for God. And then Joshua went a little higher. He was standing all the time in the tent. And for Moses, God says in Exodus 33, verse 12, I know your name. Well, God knew Moses' name when he appeared in front of him in the burning bush. Why he is saying that I know your name? He means I know your heart, how much you love me. Friends, God's love, his grace is equally given to everybody. Now, when we receive God's love and grace, how we react back to God, that makes the difference. That is a game changer. When your parents, when you have parents, if you are parents and if you have children, when your child comes to you and says that, Dad, Mom, I love you, don't you feel good? We are thanking God all the time for forgiveness of sin and his goodness and his protection. How often have you gone to Jesus and said that, Jesus, I love you? How often you have told God, Daddy, I love you? If you have not done it, I encourage you, tell God that you love him. It will feel so good. And God is also expecting our love back to him. That's a fellowship. He loves us, we love him back. That's a fellowship. It is not that God is a partial or unfair God. He's providing everything, all opportunity, all love, all grace, all care, all protection to everybody. God is using the people who love him more. Friends, God is a so loving God. No matter how far, no matter where we are, He loves us. I dare you, go to God today and tell Him, the Father, Jesus, I love you. And I'm guaranteeing you, it will change your life. God bless you and thank you.